I still believe in holy ground. Hallo, I'm Heinrich Dietrich, trained theologian, ordained minister, and a passionate follower of Jesus. I know we live in a time where many churches, irrelevant of the denomination, are not places that function to the honor of God or the truth of God's word. I know that. But there are still, thank God, many churches and church denominations or congregations where that church building has been ordained, blessed, prayed over. And that church in the inside, the four walls forming the church, not the hallway, not the offices, not the church, has been blessed and is kept for God's work. Teaching, worship, communion of saints on a Sunday. And I truly believe that ground is still hallowed and blessed. And that's why you don't do nonsense things in church. You don't do non-spiritual things in a church. I think it's sacrilege. But what I've found over the years in ministry, there's some professing Christians who are completely allergic to the inside of the church. They will come to the church complex and want to have a function or a funeral or a small little wedding, but they want to do it everywhere except in the church per se. They're happy with the hall or in the office, or as long as you don't take them into church, the physical church, they're happy. And I always wonder whether these people have some form of evil or demonic influence in their lives. I've had it a few months back where a family did a memorial service for a loved one, and they organized everything in the hall. When I got to church, I saw there's a huge group of people. If they sit at round tables, half the people will be sitting with their back to me. How do I do a service, a memorial, a church service, and half the people are not facing me? So I insisted very, very firmly but gently to the family that we go into the church per se to do the memorial service. And they were so upset with me for forcing them into church. And then I have to wonder, is there anything in that family's life or spirituality that's true and godly? If the inside of a blessed church, if you are allergic to that, you definitely do not belong to God. For me personally, it's one of the most wonderful things often just to go and sit in an empty church. It doesn't matter what denomination, as long as it's a God-fearing domination based on God's word. It's me one of the most wonderful things just to go and sit in a church and speak to the Lord and being in that, what I believe to be a sacred milieu. If you are allergic to the inside of a godly church, I think you belong to the dark side. Keep your eyes fixed on heaven.